Okay, so I'm already bored of bodywork. Okay, so I have two goals for 2021. The first goal is to get the car painted. As you can see here, I'm doing the bodywork. I've got a couple little spots here which need attention, just a little bit of filler and some sanding. And the second goal is to get the car sounding just how I like it to sound. These exhausts are fine. This is the Sportex system. It's fine. Yes, it's not stainless or anything, but it is very, very cheap. The packed mufflers are not what I like. I like the two-chamber mufflers, like the Flowmasters and stuff. You probably see them in a lot of the 80s American muscle cars. That's when they came out, that's when Flowmaster released that patented chamber design. And that's one thing that makes them sound great. The second thing is the installation of a H-pipe in the exhaust, which is basically just a pipe which links the two exhaust banks together. And what that accomplishes is a bit of a scavenging effect, so both heads of the V8 can share the same exhaust, and the theory here is that the pulse from one exhaust can actually help draw gas from the other. I'm not sure how true that all is. People go crazy into what's best, H-pipe, X-pipe, straight, whatever. I just know that they sound better. The two exhaust banks kind of balance out and it gets a really nice tone. When you're driving, it sounds great. I prefer the H-pipe sound to the X-pipe sound, and again, it ain't about horsepower here, it's about driving this car and it's sounding really nice. Because why else do you fit a V8? It isn't for the fuel efficiency, is it? It's for the pleasure, the ease of driving, and that great sound. So what I'm going to do is you've probably seen these exhausts before. They're actually designed this is for a V6 Capri, and all I did was modify the downpipes to accept it, but of course the V6 didn't need a balance pipe. Whereas the V8 really does benefit from it. So I've been running these for the whole time, and while it sounds okay, it hasn't quite got the sound that I really want. It hasn't quite got the 80s kind of V8 sound that I really like the Fox body Mustangs and things had, and also what you see in a lot of TV and film. So for that, we need change things. This isn't actually a Flowmaster, but it is the same. Basically, it's a knockoff Flowmaster. You can get these at places like Summit Racing, Jegs. I'm pretty sure they're all made in China, but this differs from this. This is a packed muffler, so it has wadding and things inside, like fiberglass and things, and a tube which runs through the middle. And then there's all kind of packing material to muffle the sound. This uses a series of chambers, and that is why it's known as a two-chamber. In fact, you can see where the welds are here, where the chambers are. So sound enters through these inlets here, hits the baffles, and the baffles are what separates the chambers, and it creates this really cool sound. The second part of that, of course, is to fit a H-pipe, which is going to be a small balance pipe between the two mid-pipes. And it should sound really good. So as you can see, the size difference here isn't much. This one's a bit wider, which means we're going to have to modify the mounting bracket a little bit. I'm basically just going to probably use one of these to keep it held in place, not overthink things too much, and see how I get. So yeah, you'll notice though that of course these are made for American market, so this is a 2.5 inch, which is one of the smallest you can get, whereas the Capri uses a 2-inch pipe. It's much smaller than the American cousin, the Mustang. So, but it should sound a bit like one. So yeah, these are the new cans. You might be thinking, why go to all this trouble to fit chamber mufflers when you've got a decent sounding exhaust? Well, for that we have to go way back. That's when I got my first car. You see there, that's me with the cheeky little grin. When I was a teenager, I had a 5-litre Mustang. In the SN95 body style, absolutely loved it. Looking back now, it's a pretty bad, you know, it wasn't as great as I thought it was. I thought it was amazing. I thought it was the coolest thing in the world, but looking back at the photos, you can realise that it really wasn't all that great, but still it gave me the love for cars that I have today. So, and that had Flowmaster 40s on it, 40 series mufflers, and it sounded just ace. And I want to fit into this because the sounds are such an important factor for the project for me. So that's why I'm going to the trouble, in case. I know it's crazy, but hey, you need to be a bit crazy when you're doing this sort of stuff. So anyway, the pipes are off now, and you can see there's a little bit of work I need to do here. So yeah, I'm waiting on the second muffler to come. It got delayed for some reason. One came and the other one got lost, so hopefully it gets found and comes next week. And then yeah, I just need to get these parts replicated, and we should be good. So let's see how it all looks. So this is the exhaust off the shelf. You see here it's got a 2.5-inch exit, an inlet, but my my pipes are 2 inches, and 2.5 inches is just too big for a Capri. Getting it over the axle and stuff and under the body is it's a little bit too big. And it's fine, 2-inch piping for for a 4-litre V8, I think it's okay. So I've got to cut down the side a little bit. So what we have here is a cut down muffler, and I've got an adapter somewhere here. Yep, here it is. And I'm going to weld it on like this. And that will reduce the pipe. Okay, so here we have the muffler ready to be welded. See how it steps down to 2 inches. My cutting wasn't the best, but hopefully I can fill that with some weld. So let's get cracking. Got my welder set up, done some test welds. Let's see how I go. Okay, here we have them, mocked up in place with the reducer pipes on. They aren't clamped on or anything, the whole exhaust isn't clamped on. I'm just going to do a little quick test just to see how they sound.
Nice.
Alright, well how about this? Yes, this is the very nearly finished exhausts for the V8 Capri. So, see here, we have the notches cut out on both sides, ready to go for the balance pipe, which is a H pipe I should say. Probably get a lot of hate for how big that balance pipe is, but I figure having one's better than not having one. And also I love how it sounds with a pipe balancing the two exhaust banks together. So you see the flexi pipes are welded on also, what towards the end. You can see here the nice bends up to the Flowmasters, and then that's my welding. As you can see, not very good. The MIG started to stop feeding when I was doing it, and it made a bit of a mess. You see here, my friend's TIGS welds are fantastic. And again, we have some little hangers on there, and then some turn downs, just tack welded on. Under the car, trying to show you. See here, we've fashioned some brackets, and we'll flare them so the rubber doesn't fall off. Finally, there will be a mount either here or towards the back to also give it a bit more support, so all the weight isn't just on those single hangers there, and also the weight isn't on the downpipes. There'll be a brace. So yeah, we're going to resume tomorrow. We're done for the day, and we are heading to the pub for a much deserved beer. So that is, yeah, a bespoke H-piped V8 twin chambered exhaust system. Lovely.